In this video, we're retrofitting an FT500 front end on the CX500 and changing out the rear shocks to give this thing some height. Stick around. Okay, we are in the shop. We're on the CX500. First order of business, let's see if we can replace these shocks with those YSS units. So let's get going. Yes. See if they fit. Alright, so up here the upper bushing is definitely too big, but on the lower side shouldn't have a problem. So let me go ahead and remove these upper bushings. That's about perfect. Alright, on this side we had to remove the lower bushing as well on the shock. Not a big deal. These were just adapted to fit a different bike anyway, so we're not going to stress too much about that. And for final assembly, we'll go ahead and I'll do a different bushing on here, or a different retainer, just to make sure everything doesn't move around. But we're just going to throw these on here for the time being. Well, that was easy. So, just kept this one stock on the bottom, and then put the bolt back through it. On top, pulled these aluminum spacers out, or these aluminum bushings. There's one per side, so nothing real major there. Again, these shocks are adapted to fit kind of whatever the application is. But man, so far we've picked up 2 inches of height from this point down to the ground. And that's awesome. So 2 inches there, and then hopefully the tire, or once we build the wheel, will pick up at least another inch. And already you have to assume if that front tire was on the ground, this thing would be actually probably perfectly level, if not slightly high in the rear end, which is what I want, because the front end is going to be like, I don't know, like 3 inches higher. Okay, next on the list, we're going to remove this front end and hopefully start adapting the FT500 front end. So right now, I've got this thing strapped down to the rear so it doesn't move around on us. I'm going to lift the front and then take all the weight off the forks, just start pulling all this off, and then hopefully we can adapt the front end on with minimal trouble. So let's get going. Alright, so we have the front end off. Down here we can see a cool comparison of the front ends. Now the FT500, that's using a 37mm fork, and then this is 35mm, so that's a difference right off the bat. So we're going to have more rigidity with this. And then the lowers being longer and everything, we have more travel built into this. You can kind of see the difference here. Now they're set up at essentially the same point for the lower bearing, and upper is going to be in the same spot, and just the difference alone from this point in travel is going to be awesome. So from there, that brings us down to about this point. From here to here, old versus new, looking at about 1 3/4 inches, which is just going to be about perfect. The axle, now this has a wider spread versus the CX500 fork. So while the axle does fit, I'm just going to use for mock-up. I do have the original, and it's just going to be a little bit longer than this one. But I believe the internal spacing, which I'll look at, might be the same. Regardless, you know, like, so I could use the CX500 wheel. But regardless, I think the spacing that's going to be determined on the other axle will probably locate it just fine. But we can sort that out at a later point. But for right now, I'm cleaning off some of the ball bearings. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing a little bit cleaned up, and then we will get it on the bike, mocked up. Well, we have a problem. That's a good kind. Center stand's not really center standing anymore, which means this thing's up higher. Oh yeah. So far what I found is the triple and everything is going to hit the stock tank, which is, you know, we're going to have fitment issues. That's going to be fine. I do have the bar risers on here likely backwards from how they're intended. And once I move the tank, I can kind of rearrange it and see what fits best. But I will end up having to move the tank probably down and back, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, something like that. It's not going to be too much. The factory steering stops are totally going to work fine, which is awesome. Just an added bonus. And it's really cool. This thing is like, it just looks right at home on here. As of now, I'm going to go ahead and take the chalk out, probably wheel this thing outside and get a look at it. The CX500 Speedo drive is not going to work. It's actually not quite wide enough. I should have the FT500 unit, so I'm going to go back to the warehouse, grab the axle and spacers, and hopefully I have the Speedo drive unit, and we can get this thing on here. All right, coming at you from the phone cam here. So this is the FT500 front wheel and rotor that you can see, and this thing is pretty darn flat. There's not a lot of offset to it, whereas the CX500 is obviously going to have a lot more offset, and that puts my clearance here a little bit too tight to work with the caliper. So what I want to do, swap these rotors around, and I'm thinking that this thing should work just fine. So let me give it a shot. And here you can see the main difference. And that's the difference we need. So same bolt pattern, same bolt length and everything on the wheels, so it should just go right on. Alright, so we've made progress, you know, one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. So I initially tried to just put the rotor on here, and the issue was getting the caliper to go over it. Now, the caliper is incredibly close to the wheel, but I believe with shaving it down on the back, just on these little corners right there, that this thing will be totally safe to use. The wheel does clear, okay? It does clear, but it is very, very close. So I just want to be careful with this. And obviously, the next issue is going to be the rotor spacing. So right there I have it in the middle of the caliper, and the caliper is just bolted as normal to the fork. But down here I've got about 3mm or 1/8 inch gap. I've just used 2 washers, you can see down there, just to space the rotor out to kind of see what this would look like. And I think all of that being said, I think all of that will work. So now I think what I need to do is use this nice fantastic piece of aluminum and just cut a spacer out of it, because this is 1/8 inch thick. And yeah, we'll just cut the pattern out for the rotor, use this as a spacer, bolt that on, and then probably still clearance the back side of that a little bit, because the caliper is probably going to move a little bit inward. Once you get fresh pads on this thing, it'll take up a little bit more slack. I don't know if you can see the pad thickness down there, but we want to make this thing work. So ultimately, not bolt on, but not too bad. Spacer. So this thing is turning out pretty good so far. Now the bike is just barely utilizing the center stand. It rocks back and forth if you don't put any weight on it. So that actually measures out to 11.5 inches of ground clearance. Now granted, the bike is unloaded right now, so let's take away an inch for like static weight, and let's say it's going to be about 10.5. Well, the KLR here, I just measured 8.5. That's awesome. So we have a lot more ground clearance with the CX here. And then the seat height is actually going to be lower than the KLR. So again, that's just awesome. Now, the KLR is just a bigger bike in general, so we're not surprised by that, but this is still cool stuff. CX should be substantially lighter, and should be a blast to ride. So the FT500 front end wasn't quite as bolt-on as I had originally anticipated, but still, regardless, it wasn't too bad. So we used the FT500 axle, stock FT500 axle, and the FT500 Speedo drive there. And then the FT500 rotor, of course, and then we made that spacer to go behind it. Now, I did clearance the caliper just a little bit. I think we're gonna be fine there. And if we need to, if we really needed to, I can add more space. I could actually build another spacer for the rotor, move it out a little bit, and then modify the caliper mounting bracket to move the caliper out just a little bit more. And that would give us just a little added protection. But as of right now, the caliper is gonna fit fine. I think we'll have enough room. And once this thing's up and going, we can give it the full test. Now, if you've noticed from some other shots, I already went and flipped the bars around, flipped the bar mounts, and I just unbolted the tank, slid it back about 1 inch, and as of now, it just barely clears. It's on the factory steering stops there, so we should be able to utilize this and just make some minor modifications to the tank and the tank location. So dropping it down and moving it back all of maybe 1 inch. We'll be good to go. And I probably will modify or just hammer in the seam here just in that one spot because the triple's really close, but we'll see. Standing up on this thing, it's super comfortable, and again, I keep saying it, it's going to be a ton of fun. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. We got a lot done. We got the rear shocks on this thing, we got the bars, we got the front end swap on here, and we got the brakes at least mocked up. We don't know if that's going to be how it is permanent, but at least we have really good direction to go from here. Not quite as bolt-on as what I wanted, but pretty close. And you know, I'm not complaining at this point. But anyway, we picked up a lot of ground clearance in this thing. We got decent swing arm angle, and it's just going to be awesome. So we got more travel in the front end, slightly larger diameter front end, and I had this thing laying around, so you know, that's budget. We like budget. Anyway, take a cruise to the channel. If you haven't already, check out the previous video on this where we introduced the project if you haven't seen it. And check out some of the stuff I have going on. Hit me up on social media, so Brickhouse Builds across the board. And yeah, subscribe, it would mean a lot. Leave any questions you have down below. I'll do my best to answer them. I get back to everybody. So anyway, again, hope you guys like this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.